close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who took my cries and watched me weep.
Money's the motivation, money's the conversation. You on vacation, we getting paid, so we on vacation. I did it for the fam. It's whatever we had to do, it's just who I am. I never feared death for dying. I only fear never trying. I am whatever I am. Only God can judge me now. One shot, everything rides on tonight. Even if I got 3 strikes, I'ma go for it. This moment, we own it. I'm not to be played with, because take it dangerous. See these people I ride.
fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Yes, I'ma get that bass the way she said it. Don't smoke in my face and I'ma let it stay the way it is. Yeah, hey now, I'm on my head, I'm circling Murata, she look like she wanna. I'm on my head, tell me what you thought of. What did you say that you need it, show that you want me, yeah. I'm circling Murata, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love you. What did you say that you need it, show that you want me, yeah. Circling Barracudas, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love you. What did you say that you need it? Circling Barracudas, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love you. What did you say that you need it? Show that you want me, yeah. Circling Barracudas, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love you. What did you say that you need it? Circling Barracudas, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love you. What did you say that you need it?
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. 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 I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. Oh, clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head.
I used to be the lost boy running insane. I used to be the ghost boy looking for fame. I used to work so hard to get it, so hard to get it. I used to be the one living in the fast lane. I used to be the one who only cried in the rain. I used to work so hard to get it, and so hard to get it. And so hard to get it. I used to be the lost boy running insane. I used to be the ghost boy looking for fame. I used to work so hard to get it, so hard to get it. I used to be the one living in the fast lane. I used to be the one who only cried in the rain. I used to work so hard to get it, and so hard to get it. lost boy running insane. Used to be the ghost boy looking for fame. I used to work so hard to get it. I used to be the one living in the fast lane. Used to be the one who only cried in the rain. I used to work so hard to get it. It's so hard to get it. So hard to get it. I used to be the lost boy running insane. I used to be the ghost boy looking for fame. I used to work so hard to get it. So hard to get it. I used to be the one living in the fast lane. I used to be the one who only cried in the rain. I used to work so hard to get it. So hard to get it. I used to be the lost boy running insane. Used to be the ghost boy looking for fame. I used to work so hard to get it.
I can feel your heart reaching out with open arms. I can feel your heart reaching out into the dark. I can feel your heart reaching out with open arms. I can feel your heart reaching out into the dark.
Money's the motivation, money's the conversation. You on vacation, we getting paid, so we on vacation. I did it for the fam. It's whatever we had to do, it's just who I am. I never fear death or dying. I only fear death for trying. I am whatever I am. Only God can judge me now. One shot, everything rides on tonight. Even if I've got 3 strikes, I'ma go for it. This moment, we own it. I'm not to be played with because it can get dangerous. See these people I ride with. This moment, we own it. I ride or die for mine. I'm ride or die material. One life to live, so here we go. This moment, we own it.
Big slap shot, kicked out, rebound. They score! Steven shoots, score! Walks the blue line, throws it on, rebound. They score! Back in front again. Oh, and it's stopped by hands. Now Pryor in front, he scores! Suter, Walker, scores!
Sometimes 1 minute takes days and feelings fade when you don't want them to. I hope you went through.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Iceland Arena. It's a bronze medal matchup for your Burlington Barracudas in their orange alternate jerseys, taking on the Central York Panthers. My name is Jared Bapty, happy to be back for the last time, this being the last game of the 2022-2023 season, including tournaments and playoffs and the Provincials now. The last time these two teams met, it was the end of December in Central York, and Burlington was shut out 2-0. Will the result change today? One can only watch and find out as we are ready for the drop of the puck. We are underway. Central York with first possession off the opening face-off in their own zone. It's stolen away by Bryn Pryor, sent behind the net for Claire Murdoch. Murdoch turning away from pressure, trying to throw it in front for Pryor, and that just missed the open far side. Picked up and fired out to center. It's Michaela Cranny getting it into the offensive zone. We'll count that as a shot on net as it is directed to the back wall by Harris and cleared out and down the ice by Burlington. Haley McGuire got it up the near side, and Ava Flint is rubbed out by Abby Thibodeau, and we got the first penalty of the game nice and early. Thibodeau going off for body checking. So right away, Burlington with a penalty to kill. Brought to you by Shield Performance, the official gym and training program of your Burlington Barracudas. Battle for the puck comes to Cranny. She takes it into the far corner. Fanned on her pass, but still got it to Abby Lunny anyways. Now at the line. It's fired to the high slot. Cranny's shot, and they score. Michaela Cranny wide open in the high slot, and Harris did not get all of it. Made most of the save, but on the power play right away, Central York takes a 1-0 lead. Burlington taking possession off the draw. It's flipped up the near side by Kira Healy. It's sent right back in, so Healy has to try again, and it's down the ice for Tegan Gray. Avery Holmes going after it, just knifed away from her, up the far side now. Carried out to center, and skated onto and dumped in by Cheyenne DeGier. Far corner. Kate Suter ends up coming out with it. Chipped over to the near corner for Julia Stephen. Tries to get it up the near side. Can't quite do it, so she sends it to Healy. Healy has to turn away from Cranny, who's all over the Burlington Barracudas in their defensive zone. Poked out to center. Lunny ahead for Cranny again. Suter was knocked over at the blue line and couldn't make a defensive play as Cranny was able to get through to the net. Get another shot on Harris. She made the save. Off the draw, it comes out to center. Lunny able to dump it in again. Harris stopped it behind her own net for Avery Moon. Sends it up the near side wall, but Caitlin Charlton wasn't quite ready for it, and Jersey Lindley kept it in just for a moment. And knocked back out to center by Burlington. Quick pass ahead from Moon to Avery Peters, who's hauled down, and that has drawn a penalty as Peters was not able to continue to the net. Tried to make a play. And Jody Rose going off for interference. 12:34 left in this first period. Burlington down 1-0 in the first power play opportunity, brought to you by Skids Away, Pallet Sales and Recycling Solutions. TJ Flores, Murdoch, and Murdoch lifted it up too high and out to center. Moon trying to get away from the forecheck of DeGier, and Flores was taken out, and so was Murdoch by DeGier. Sent round to the far side. Healy pinching in. Goes into the area behind the net. Murdoch's stick was knocked out of her hands, but she continues to battle for the puck as Flint lifts it out and down the ice. Technically that was on net, so we'll call it a shot. Jalen St. Louis, starting netminder for Central York, has yet to see a shot so far in the first 3.5 minutes of this one. Face off outside the Burlington zone as it was deflected out into the Burlington bench. Off the tie-up, Gray sent it to the far side where Steven turns it back for Thibodeau on the near wall. Thibodeau now across for Steven again as Central York with an aggressive penalty kill unit goes out and down the ice, out of the reach of Gray, and just not quite enough for icing. Deja Houston's on it now. Up the near side, Thibodeau back in deep again. Steven has to go and pinch in on that far side as there were no forwards on the right side for Burlington. Holmes drops it for Steven, who quickly sidesteps the check. Comes out in front, but Gray didn't get all of it. And Kayla Kondo sends it out to center. Knocked down by Thibodeau. Skates it back into the offensive zone. Pass was behind Peters, though. Back on the ice is Cranny, who skates it out through neutral ice and dumps it in, and that will do it for the power play for Burlington. Not much on that one. Still no shots for the Barracudas. Kate Suter intercepted that pass, tried to hit Charlton, but it's gone all the way down the ice for an icing call. Four shots so far for Central York. We saw Kate Suter get some minutes with Pryor and Murdoch in the last game to try and tie things up again against the Ottawa Senators, who are currently playing for gold against the Durham West Lightning. On rink one as Moon turns away. Send it far side for Megan Reed, who chips it across for Suter, but that was well out of her reach. And Charlton trying to beat out the icing as she was tied up a little bit, but the goaltender played the puck anyways. Peters overskated the puck and came back to it. Charlton trying to dig it out, as well as Suter, and Suter comes out with it and has it poked away. Peters got it in deep for Charlton, who's trying to center it in front now. Suter knocked it to the near side for Peters. Bounced round in deep. Rose on it for Central York now and throws it all the way down the ice for an icing call. Just under 9.5 minutes left to go in this first period. It's the earliest the Barracudas have found themselves down in a game all tournament so far. So they have lots of work to do again. Flores lost an edge as he tried to come up with the puck, but Pryor stole it away. Now Murdoch to the line. Healy slap shot blocked and fired all the way down the ice, and that should be another icing call. No, it does not have enough on it. Steven from behind her own net. Fired it up the near side. That goes all the way down the ice. And that will be an icing call. Eight minutes 55 left in this first period. I believe it was St. Louis who was in net for the 2-0 shutout against Burlington and for Central York last December, but Murdoch is away now in front, knocked down and right into the goaltender, and that has certainly drawn a penalty, potentially a penalty shot. Murdoch was on a breakaway. It looks like it's just a penalty. In my opinion, that should have been a penalty shot. Murdoch was on a clear breakaway. She was knocked down into the goaltender, and now they have to try and put the net back together, as these nets on rink 3 have been rather weak, and once you knock them off, they continue to pop off. So the linesperson putting some more fresh snow into the peg hole for the left post there. Trying to pack it down and make sure it stays in there, and Maybe squirt some water onto it as well if they've got a water bottle. Doesn't look like they're going to go for that, though. That's just a suggestion, but anyways. Another power play brought to you by Skids Away, Pallet Sales and Recycling Solutions, as there's the first shot of the game for Burlington from Thibodeau. Holmes lost the puck and has to touch up as it's cleared out and down the ice. Steven, round to the near side. Houston, out through center now. Holmes skating onto it. Gets it into the offensive zone, knocked away from her in the near corner. I think Houston fell on the puck as she tripped over a stick. Thibodeau, hard pass to the far side for Steven. Steven settles it down, gets it back to the line for Thibodeau, and Steven again. High slot, tipped on by Gray, but it didn't get to the netminder as it was blocked in front. Holmes drops it to the line again for Thibodeau. Trying to find the lane. Near side now, Holmes off a stick and out of play. Just over a minute left in the power play. Top unit for Burlington coming out. Flores trying to win the draw. Poked away from Moon. And out to center now. A 2-on-1 potentially developing. Short-handed off the crossbar. As Pryor tried to race back, and now it's the other way for Murdoch. Off the crossbar as well, and that one goes up and out of play. 2 bars at either end. None of them count as shots. Close calls. Face-off was outside the Central York zone. Moon across to Pryor. Gets over the blue line and in, but lost it in the feet of the linesperson. And it's chipped out to center. Moon trying to knife it away. As Kondo was trying to break free. Now potential 3-on-2 the other way. Flores in front for Pryor. Whacking away, they score! Brent Pryor finds the rebound in front. Gets 2 shots away, and Burlington has tied the game on the power play. It's 1-1. So a power play goal aside in this first period, and we are even at 1. Pass just tipped in deep by Charlton. Heads on in after it. This was left behind the net by Hannah Clark. Fired cross ice, just kicked by Flint. Flint going after it against Healy. Flint trying to come out with it, knocked away by Suter. Healy got it to Suter again, and Suter fires it all the way down the ice. And it's another icing call against Burlington. Burlington had 4 icings in the first period of the semifinal game against Ottawa, and they're already up to 3 again in the first period of this bronze medal game. Reed back behind the net for Healy, who's tied up a little bit, but managed to get it up the far side, but the forward wasn't there, so it's now up the near side, where again, Charlton had to race over there and was able to get it out to center. Nikki Nyak, around back of the net to the near side. Nyak still with it. All the way around. Tries to throw it in front. That's off the stick of Harris. Goes to the near corner. Picked up by Houston. Skated out through neutral ice and dumps it in. Forward unit going for a change. Houston battled with Lunny, but it was taken away. Over the far hash marks, Holmes trying to tie up her opponent. Gray pickpockets the puck from Kondo, but Kondo got it back and at the line. Moon kept it alive, bounces into the near or far corner. Gray now still with it on that far side. Tried to get it in deep. That was taken away by Rose and sent to the center ice area and dumped out and down the ice by Perrett, potentially. I don't know. She's not on the roster. These rosters are very old, and I do know that York has made a couple of changes to their team since the Stony Creek Showcase, and that's when this roster is from. So a couple of players I may not be able to identify right away. As Moon fires it off the boards and down the ice. Pryor chasing after it and gets there first. Pryor leaves it for Thibodeau, leans into a shot, and St. Louis didn't see that one coming, but it was just deflected wide. Steven for Thibodeau now. That shot does get through, and it ricochets up and away. Thibodeau again, another shot looking for another tip, and it's gloved and held by St. Louis. Burlington has evened up the shots at 5 now. Clean win for Murdoch. Pryor trying to cut to the slot. Just missed the net. Picked up by Central York. Nyack got it out to center. Skated on through now by DeGier. Shot stopped by Harris. Sent back out to center. Ella Newman-Mixon got it down the ice for the Panthers. Sent up the near side now by Haley. This is Murdoch. Fires a cross-ice pass for Peters. And, yeah, that is offside as Peters did not control the puck crossing the blue line. So it'll be, should be down in front of the Burlington zone. Reed across for Moon off the face-off win. Peters can't keep control of the puck as it's knifed away from her. Perrett on the near side got it up for Lindley, and it was lanced away from her by Peters. Suter and Charlton now battling for it. Lunny got it back to Kondo. A one-touch pass is intercepted by Suter, and Peters tried to muscle that back into the offensive zone, and Charlton is able to dump it in deep. Lunny, watched by Charlton. The cross-ice pass hits Parrott. And Perrett and Holmes go down in a pile as Burlington maintains control of it. Moon trying to poke it ahead. It's intercepted and sent right back into their own zone by Kondo as the pass didn't connect for her defense. One-touch pass again cut off, this time by Holmes. Holmes takes it, round back of the net, flips it to the near side, goes after it herself. Charlton in there as well. It's Houston actually in front for Gray, and that goes off a stick, but not out. Everybody stopped skating, though, thought that was going out of play. Houston wrapped it back into the offensive zone, and it's skated back out to center by Avery Johnston, who's going to go all the way, and poked away by Thibodeau, though, into the near corner. Johnston and Thibodeau. Thibodeau spun and got that to Gray, who was able to backhand it out into neutral ice, and is dumped back in again by Central York. Steven reverses it up the near wall. Thibodeau, pass off the skate of Newman-Mixon, and Mixon was able to get it ahead for Nyack, whose shot is just kicked out off the toe of Harris. It looked like it was redirected slightly, but tied up now behind the Burlington net. Steven lost it in her feet, got hooked up a little bit, but managed to get it up the near wall. Steven and Murdoch. Here goes Steven now, pass way too far in front of Pryor, and you could hear the frustration on the bench from Colin Murdoch as that doesn't connect with Pryor either. Pass cut by Suter, and here goes Murdoch now. Back the other way, trying to get it in front for Pryor. Now Murdoch again, shot stopped. Rebound is pounced on by St. Louis. Suter was right there. The minute 23 left in this first period. Bryn Pryor getting the Burlington Barracudas on the board and tying this game up. Suter with a clean win off the draw. Reed's shot is blocked in front. That stung Lindley a little bit, but down the ice is Kondo. Drop pass for Perrette and stop made by Harris. Behind the net, near side now Lindley. Regained control of it. Pass almost cut off by Suter as Kondo gets it in deep again. Lindley, Perrette, on that far side, tries to throw it in front. There's a shot that's stopped by the blocking hand of Harris. Perrette to the far side. Clark can't get it to go in to the danger zone, and Charlton is able to skate it out and down the ice. Charlton rubbed out but threw it in front, and Houston was wide open in the high slot, but it was just cut off by Cranny. Sent right back in deep by Burlington as they complete the change. Clark from behind her own net. That's intercepted by Holmes, but stolen away again by McKenna Slocum. Slocum now takes a bump from Holmes, and Gray in the high slot. Shot ramps up a stick, but not out of play. Cranny behind her own net. Final few seconds of this first period will tick away, and the Panthers will just eat it in their own zone. A 1-1 tie after one, with the Central York Panthers outshooting the Burlington Barracudas 9-6. As we take a quick break and return for the second period in just a moment. First time in a little while the Barracudas have been outshot in the first period. Have to go back to the quarterfinal game of the U22 championships against Whitby to find Burlington getting outshot. As Peters tries to maintain possession of it in the offensive zone. It's poked away from Charlton, and Flint picks it up. Carries it out through center. Flint lost her stick. It's taken into the far corner. Steven on the tie-up, and the penalty has been called. So Peters getting called for slashing. That's the second time in this game that Burlington has taken an early penalty to start the period. So another penalty kill brought to you by Shield Performance, the official gym and training program of your Burlington Barracudas. Murdoch won the draw. Steven comes up with the puck and is able to get it out and down the ice. And Murdoch and Pryor both racing after the puck. Murdoch on the forecheck. Cranny skates it out and gives it off to Clark, who tried to hit Cranny with the return pass. It went all the way down the ice, and that probably could have been icing as Healy tried to just turn and fire that out. It didn't go. Clark in front, and that's deflected up and behind the net. Healy Up the boards and out to center for Murdoch, and now Pryor going to the net. There she is in front. She scores! A shorthanded goal for Bryn Pryor. Her second of the game, and Burlington takes a 2-1 lead. Kira Healy with the lead pass for Murdoch. And Pryor getting just enough of that puck for it to slide under the pad of St. Louis. As the first shot of the second period is a goal for Burlington. Now they still have 1 minute and 6 seconds of this penalty to kill. Thibodeau disrupts the play in that far corner. Moon sent it round to the near side, and it is able to get all the way out to center. Nyack turning away from Flores, trying to send the pass for Newman Mixon, but it was too far in front of her, and Moon sent it at least to the area in front of the Central York zone, and Flores trying to still disrupt the breakout and maybe get it in deep again. Mixon ahead, but that was broken up by Flores. And Newman Mixon still being tracked by Flores. Good penalty killing shift for TJ Flores as the power play unit for Central York has to make a change. Avery Moon able to get it out and down the ice. Final 15 seconds on the power play for Central York as that pass is fanned on by McGuire, but the Panthers are able to get it ahead. Flint has it just knocked away from her by Houston, and coming out of the penalty box now is Peters. It's just out of her reach, and Houston as well was trying to work her way through, but it was taken away by DeGier. Watched by Reed. Houston comes in to help to try and dig it out for Burlington. Flint there as well. Goes into the near corner for Moon, who's tied up by Flint. Houston comes in to get the puck. It's on the back of the net and flipped round the boards and out to center. Rose to the far side and return to her. One-touch pass for DeGier again. DeGier dumps it in. Stopped by Harris and flipped up the far side and just over the blue line. And a big battle for it right at the Burlington blue line. Kicked back by Lunny and tipped to the near side now for Perrette and Lindley. Down the high slot, backhander. It's just a weak one that glided along the ice that Harris covered up. This game started over an hour and a half late as we had two games on this ice surface. One that shouldn't have been but was moved here. And that's a high stick against Suter. There's a senior A game played on this ice surface before the U18 AA bronze medal game commenced, and that caused a significant delay to our game here as well. I assume we will be one of the last games to finish, as it looks like the gold medal game is over. I can see equipment on the ice. And last I checked, Durham West was leading that one. We'll check the scores at the end of this second period and update you there. Nyack trying to get away from Suter, can't do it. Suter causing the turnover. Tried to get it back to the line for Charlton, but that was cut off by Kondo. Skated out to center by Perrette. Centered in front for Kondo. That went off the heel of her stick, and Charlton was able to just get it back out to neutral ice. McGuire and Clark play pitch and catch, and Suter almost broke that up again as well. Johnston now backhands it in deep. Healy has to be sharp as Johnston was right on her, and Houston has it knocked away by Cranny. Sent up the near side now. McGuire knocked it away from Pryor. It was Slocum actually, as Murdoch can't quite get it out of their own zone. Whacking away at it in the high slot, and Harris found the rolling puck and stopped it. Just over 10 minutes left in this second period. Burlington currently holding on to a 2-1 lead. Shorthanded goal for Bryn Pryor. Worked out at the short side of the net, comes out in front. Harris with a big stop, still in the slot. Another shot blocked, and the net is off. Harris probably having a discussion with the referee about the net coming off. Harris is not one to knock it off intentionally, but have to have that conversation regardless as Gray's shot goes just wide of the net. Thibodeau trying to keep it in. Houston couldn't drag it with her. Bumped off the puck by Clark and sent out to center now. Teixeira, I think. Yes. Teixeira, as that's cleared all the way down the ice by Burlington for an icing call. Win off the face-off by Houston. Goes around to the far side, and Moon with a hard pass off the glass. It's gloved down by Central York, and Perrette has it just knocked away from her as Kondo tried to hit her with a pass to head to the net. Gray and Lunny battle for the puck. On that far side wall, Perrette trying to get it past Moon, can't do it. Holmes able to fire it in deep as Suter's fresh off the bench. Suter trying to dig it out with Rose. Lindley couldn't clear it out as Peters interrupted that, and Rose has taken another penalty. As Rose took down Suter. And that's another interference penalty for Rose, her second of the game. 8:52 left in this period. It's around the same time the Central York Panthers took a penalty in the first period, 8:41. That one was at. So Burlington back on the power play, brought to you by Skids Away Pallet Sales and Recycling Solutions. That's Cranny now, skating it into the offensive zone, being wrapped up by Steven. Suter comes to the loose puck and bounces it round back of the net, and the net was kicked off for a brief moment, and Harris made sure to put it back on its post. This is Healy now. Near side for Suter. Trying to keep control of the puck. She knifed it out through center. Suter still with it. Breaking into the offensive zone. Shot, rebound. They score! Avery Peters off the rebound shot from Kate Suter. On the power play makes it 3-1 Burlington. Two power play goals for Burlington. One in the first, one in the second, and it's Avery Peters getting on the board. And a much-needed depth goal, and another lead pass now for Murdoch with a shot that just rises up over top of the net. Shot on from DeGier, and another penalty's coming to Burlington. Thibodeau just trying to tie up her opponent. And it's Thibodeau going off for interference now. That's her second penalty of the game. 7:53 left in this second period. Penalties back and forth. Got to make sure we remain consistent. As this penalty kill brought to you by Skids Away, it's brought to you by Shield Performance, the official gym and training program of your Burlington Barracudas, as they were able to clear it out and down the ice. This is Rose, who's fresh out of the box from the power play goal for Burlington. Is skating it out through center. Rose can't quite get it into the offensive zone. It was broken up by Murdoch, and Murdoch, with the help of Pryor, got it out and down the ice. We will have a full intermission at the end of this second period, as there will be a flood between these two periods coming up. Teixeira, intercepted pass by Holmes, who settles down and gets it out to center now. Houston, high slot, scores! Deja Houston off the turnover, caught by Holmes. The second shorthanded goal of the game, and it's 4-1 Burlington. Oh, and that is going to do it for Jalen St. Louis. Brooke Vicari coming into the net now for Central York. As it's really been 4 goals off the rush. It's tough to blame St. Louis for any of those goals, really. As it's quickly out to center and into the offensive zone for Lindley. Lindley bumped off the puck by Steven as the 2 number 5s go at it in the far corner. Steven just able to muscle it out to center again. Anyway, I thought St. Louis had been playing rather well. It just a couple of rebounds off rush chances and turnovers caused by Burlington, as that's covered up by Harris. But it is Brooke Vicari now in net for Central York. A 4-1 lead for Burlington, 3 goals in this second period. Up and down the ice by the Barracudas. Vicari leaves it beside her net for Nyack. And now here goes Nikki Nyack. Cross ice pass, and Teixeira bumped into by Reed. Cleared down the ice again, and that does it for the penalty against Thibodeau. Quick change for Burlington. We got Peters and Charlton out there now with Suter. Hard pass goes all the way down the ice for an icing call. Just over 5.5 minutes left in this second period. Burlington exploding in this second period. No even strength goals for Burlington, but 2 power play and 2 shorthanded. Quick pass ahead for Teixeira now, though. Down the left wing side, Teixeira's shot goes just wide. Kept in by DeGiers. Round to the near side for Steven, who sends it the other way for Thibodeau. Thibodeau made sure to line up her pass. A little too hot to handle for Suter, but Peters tried to gain control of it. Had her stick checked as well. Slocum gets it to the near side for Johnston. It was a little too far in front of her, and Steven was able to get it to the far side for Thibodeau, who settles the puck and fires it out to center. It bounced past Suter again. Here goes Cranny now. Cranny turning away from pressure, trying to get it back to the line, but Pryor took that away, and Pryor and Clark are tied up and hauled down, and I'm interested to see who actually gets the penalty for that one. And apparently it's going to Pryor, who was trying to get around Clark. That's Pryor's 3rd penalty of the season. She is not one to go to the box very often, just like Claire Murdoch, her line mate, but another penalty kill for Burlington as Claire Murdoch is held onto in the exact same way with no call there. penalty kill brought to you by Shield Performance, the official gym and training program of your Burlington Barracudas. Goes into the near corner where Moon leaves it for Healy. Fires it round to the far side. It's knocked down by Lunny. Sent it in deep again. It skipped over the stick of Perrette, and it's cleared out and down the ice by Burlington. 4 minutes left in this second period. Coming down to 1 minute left on the power play as Pryor sits for 2 minutes. Dumped in again by Central York. Fired up the far side by Healy. It bounced to the line by Gray, but not out. Held in. And Healy able to get it out to center. And that's touched with a high stick of Gray, but washed out as it was picked up by Nyack, who now skates out with speed into the offensive zone. Can't step around Moon. And Lindley bounced it off the wall and tried to get it out in front, perhaps. Is cut off by Healy and sent off the boards and out to center. Gray found the puck. Takes it into the near corner. Gray still with it. Battling for it in the far corner. Gray killing precious power play time for Central York. Is finally taken away from her. And she heads off her change. Great penalty killing shift for Tegan Gray. Perrette ahead for Lindley. It's dumped in deep, but sent up the near side by Steven and out to center. Met in the middle by Clark, and Clark fanned on her pass and couldn't find the puck. Send it to the open side where Peters chips it ahead and goes after it. Peters still going, and it was just out of her reach. Flint trying to get it out, and Peters has her stick held by Flint, and Holmes fell as the penalty expired to Pryor. Here comes Cranny trying to throw it in front. That went through the blue paint to the far side. Bounced in deep again by Central York, and McGuire couldn't muscle Steven off the pass. It goes all the way down the ice, though, for an icing call. Two minutes 13 left in this second period. Face off to the left of Shannon Harris. Clean win off the draw for Perrette. Quick shot deflected wide. And it's Pryor now out to center. Tried to feather that through to Peters and was cut off by Rose. Now Lundley taking it behind the net to the far side. Perrette almost intercepted by Charlton there as it's bounced out to neutral ice by Central York, but pass couldn't be corralled in by Kondo, so Steven sent it to the far side for Thibodeau, who skates it out and down into the offensive zone. It was fired. Rose up the far wall. Murdoch trying to muscle Perrette off the puck, takes a bump, but Flores gets it to Murdoch again. Turns away from pressure. Murdoch drops it to the line for Thibodeau. Faked the shot. Murdoch now in deep for Flores. Flores out for Murdoch, and it just rolled away from her as Moon found it at the line. Thibodeau dumps it in deep again for Flores. It skips over her stick to the near corner, but Murdoch picked it up, dancing away from Rose, and got it in deep for Flores. Far side now, Thibodeau. Back of the net, Murdoch. Now Moon's shot, stopped by, I guess that would be Vicari. As I was about to say St. Louis, but the shot was stopped by Vicari, and Thibodeau got it in deep again. Rose from behind her own net. Fired a pass cross ice to DeGier, and that doesn't connect with Kondo again as Moon bounces it out to center for Suter. Tried to drop it for Charlton, who whips one, and a rebound for Suter is still in the slot, and they can't quite get it on net. But one shot does go for Charlton for sure, as she's got it in the far corner again. Bounced behind the Central York net by the Panthers and lifted right up and out of play again by Nyack. As Central York had about 16 seconds left in this second period. And they were desperate to alleviate the pressure. Tie up off the draw. It's taken by Johnston. Sent up the far wall, held in by Reed. Final 10 seconds left in this second period. Clark trying to just keep the puck away from the Barracudas, as that will do it for the second period. 4 unanswered goals by the Burlington Barracudas, and they have taken a 4-0 lead. 2 power play and 2 shorthanded. 2 for Pryor, and Peters and Houston also on the score sheet as we head to break for the Zamboni to do its round and the final 20-minute period of the 2022-2023 season coming up in the bronze medal game of the OWHA Provincials.
I just really enjoyed bonding with the girls. It was good. Good group of girls.
I just think it's really cool that we have the opportunity to do this stuff, especially in girls hockey, because it's not always showcased all the time, so I think it's really cool.
I'm looking forward to seeing how far our team can go. I feel like we're all really good together and play really well together.
I think honestly it could have gone to a lot of girls on the team, and I feel really lucky that I have it. I'm going to do my best to wear it in a way that will help everyone.
Saturday night hockey, there's nothing better. Home opener, an exciting one for the drop of the puck here at Mainway Arena.
And we had all worked out our walkout song, our goal song, so we were all really excited to hear it for the first time.
And forward from Toronto, Ontario, assistant captain number 9, Claire Murdoch.
You don't see that very often in girls hockey, which was nice. I think a lot of the younger girls thought it was a really cool experience. In the change room they were going on and on about it, and just how it was really different, and no other junior team even was doing it.
But not out Avery. Home scores! Loose in the high slot now. Backhander scores! Lost the puck to Pryor. Pryor scores!
Being around each other for a majority of the week, really getting to know each other is really doing us well. Having Colin as a coach too, just having those new plays being introduced to us, they seem to really work for us, and we understand them very well and can easily apply them to our game.
I think coming from Stony as a captain, it really set me up for the role here. And I think, honestly, having this group of girls, it's just a great group of girls to work with. And I think you don't really have to have a letter on your jersey. I think we all play a really good part.
Murdoch right on it again. Here's Pryor with a shot. She scores!
I was just looking for a league that would help me develop my game to the next level, and Burlington happened to be a team that was willing to take on another player. So when I came up here and skated, there was just a great culture within the girls, and I really liked the program.
Colin and the coaching staff has also helped me to really push myself and be the best I can on and off the ice.
Good morning, everybody. A bit of an unusual start time this morning at 11:30. My name is Jared Bafty. Happy to be along with us as your Burlington Barracudas are taking on the North York Storm for the first time ever. This is their junior team now here in the U22 Elite. They've obviously played them in other tournaments and matchups. A bit of a different look, and a new beginning for the North York Storm. Burlington piling on the shots right now, already with 6 by my count. Tie up off the draw again. It's sent to the back wall. This is Tegan Gray. Trying to fire it up the near boards to Kira Healy back in the lineup after taking last weekend off. Healy with a tip in front, rebound. They score! Initial save by Eno, but Tegan Gray collects the rebound and pots it. And with just over 5.5 minutes gone in the first period, it's 1-0 Burlington. Bounces off the far boards to Murdoch behind the net with the help of Pryor. Murdoch's knocked down as Pryor tries to dig it out. Sent round back of the net, thrown to the line, but Healy found that easily and kept the play going. Murdoch now, sent it in front, they score! TJ Flores left wide open on the far side of the net. An easy one-timer. Murdoch with the pass, and it's 2-0 Burlington. Back out at center. Putnam fell as she tried to skate it through. Murdoch takes a slash and has a couple of nice moves as she throws it out in front. Flores pin on the shot. Pryor scores. Brent Pryor with another goal, leading the team in goals and points. Second in the U22 Elite, and it's 3-0. Far side for Abby Thibodeau. She found it in her feet. Hard pass ahead now for Bryn Pryor, who turns on the Jets. She's got Murdoch as well. In front, she scores! Beautiful transition on the rush. Murdoch and Pryor. The connection continues. Eno, the 2005 goaltender. North York struggling a little bit this season with health, as I mentioned. They score, though. Here I am getting a little distracted. Trying to chat about North York having injury troubles and Burlington getting right back on the score sheet. 5-0 now. And we have a goaltending change. Eno coming out. He's already faced 16 shots in this first period. 5 goals against and taken round back of the net. Healy ahead for Moon, chipped across for Flores. Drop pass for Pryor, and the Barracudas set up on the power play. Healy at the near side, throws it in front, rebound, they score! On the power play, it's a hat trick for Bryn Pryor here in the first period. 2 in a row for Pryor as well, and it's 6-0. You can see the Barracudas are trying to get certain players some goals here. Peters looks like one of them, and Borg another perhaps. Here's Gray in front for Peters. She scores! That one counts. Avery Peters. Beautiful shot, buries it and makes it 7-0. And so Stevens sends it to the open wing, where it's taken by Jackson. Shot blocked by Steven. Jackson tied up behind the net. Sharp angle shot, couple of whacks at it, and they Welcome back, everybody. The third period about to get underway. I know for a fact now that the Durham West Lightning are the 2023 OWHA Provincial Champions. I didn't actually confirm the score, but I can in fact see that they are wearing the red hats that they have given out to the gold medal winners. But we still have one more period to determine the bronze. It's a 4-1 lead for Burlington currently, 20 minutes on the clock. And we begin with Central York of possession. Knocked away from Lindley. Goodness, that twisted my tongue a little bit. Murdoch trying to steal the puck away from Clark. Almost did. Lindley got it up the near side wall now for Lunny. Lonnie banks it out of the reach of Perrette. Steven sent a pass across for Pryor's, tries to split the D, and it's just knocked away from her by Clark as Lunny follows up into the near corner. Pryor and Murdoch trying to dig it out. Houston came in to help. Houston in deep for Murdoch, now out in front. Missed Houston, but Steven banks it off the back wall in front. Houston can't get the shot away. It's tied up by Lindley. Puck just got out to center by Kondo and sent right back in again by Steven. Far side McGuire just up the wall and into the linesperson, and as Lindley tried to put that out to center, and linesperson got in the way. Far side again, banked off the boards by Kondo, now out to center. Skated on through by Desir, bounced it on net, and Harris covers up. Played about a minute and a half in this third period. Sent round back of the net to the near side. Charlton muscles it out to center. McGuire's pass across for Flint is received and skated into the offensive zone. Flint ran into Thibodeau, and puck bounced by Rose and out to center. Suter hooked up as she tried to play the puck. No call on that one as it's bounced out and down the ice by Burlington. Teixeira takes it behind her own net, bounced it off the near wall, and Peters knocked it away from Flint and back in deep. Newman-Mixon. Hard pass that was out of the reach of Flint, and that will be an icing call. Murdoch won the draw. One-touch pass from Pryor to Healy on the one-timer. Trying to look for a deflection in front. Flores out in front. Pryor whacking at it. Takes a couple of hacks but doesn't get it to the front of the net. Newman-Mixon bounces it out to center for Teixeira. Is tied up by Healy, and Flores found the puck in her feet. Got it to Reed. Sends it ahead for Murdoch. Pryor's at the blue line. Wasn't quite expecting the pass, but went after it. Intercepted the dump out by Newman-Mixon. Houston kept it in deep. Newman-Mixon almost lost it in her feet as Houston came to tie her up. Sent it up the near side wall. Gray going after it. Slocum turning away from Gray. Slocum still with it. Still trying to get away from Gray. Sent in deep for Newman-Mixon again. Gray almost took it away from her. Cranny gets it out to center. Skated through by Nyack. Nyak's pass goes off the skate of Steven, who possesses the puck and hits Holmes with a lead pass. All alone is Avery Holmes, stopped by the Cherry. And the net is knocked off. And something's happened to the music. Skated out to center by Suter. Over the blue line and in front for Peters. Now Suter's shot is stopped by Vicheri. And out to center. Thibodeau. Cross ice pass, deflected in by Suter. Clark sent it round back of the net to the near side. Back out to neutral ice, knocked away from Kondo by Moon. This is Murdoch now, chipping it ahead for Thibodeau. Dumps it into the offensive zone. Murdoch after it against Lunny. Lunny sent it to the far side. Clark can't get it away from Pryor. She does on the second attempt, and it's stolen away from Flores by DeGier and fired out to center. This is Flint now. Flint with a shot that misses the near side of the net. Murdoch flipping it ahead for Flores now. Flores drops it to Murdoch, who gets it ahead for Flores again. Flores takes a check, bouncing it around in the near corner. Sent up to the near point. Out in front for Pryor, and that backhander is stopped and held by Vicheri. And yeah, something's happened to my music. I'm not too sure. Maybe. Up the near side wall. It's sent around to the far side. Rose tried to hit Slocum with a pass. It was behind her. Burlington's right back into the offensive zone. Pryor going after it against McGuire. McGuire was able to get it up the near wall. Cranny round back of the net to the far side. Here goes Rose now. Up the left wing. Tried to chip it past Gray. It didn't quite get through. Central York still with the puck. Cranny almost lost it. Tries to dance around Moon. Taken into the near corner. Knocked away from Cranny by Moon. Launched off the boards, but not out. In behind the net. Perrette. Sent up the near side by Houston, but kept in by Central York. Bounced out to center, though, by Burlington. Holmes trying to steal the puck away from Nyack. Cross ice dump in, no icing. As Moon goes after it in her own zone, lifts it off the glass and into neutral ice. Charlton found it. Skated it into the offensive zone. Shot from the short side is stopped by Vicheri and held. Face-off won by Suter. Charlton wrapped it in front, and that was out of the reach of Suter as Kondo knocked it away at the line. Moon kept it alive. Suter in for Charlton. Now, just missed Suter on the centering pass. Steven keeps it in deep. Suter trying to knock it out in front. Peters takes it to the far wall. Back to the line now. Healy tried to leave it in deep, and it's bounced out to center. Kondo tied up by Charlton. Tries to dump it in. I think it was off Charlton and the linesperson as Healy picks it up and gets the pass returned to her by Steven. Healy, cross ice, deflected by Pryor and in. Murdoch in the near corner. Pryor and Murdoch. This is Pryor now. Back to the line. Thibodeau, far side Moon. In deep for Murdoch. Sends it to Flores, trying to find the pass in front. Murdoch behind the net again. Flores just got away from her. And Flores going after that loose puck, though. Kept alive by Pryor. Here she is on the deflected shot. A deflected pass to the net. And Vicheri hangs on. Face-off won by Burlington. Reaching for it was Pryor, who swept it in deep. Murdoch trying to get it back out in front. Tied up behind the net. Murdoch and Flores. Comes to Pryor. Pryor gets it back to the line for Moon, but it snuck by her and rolled out to center, so the Barracudas have to regroup. Moon lifts it into the offensive zone as the forward unit goes for a change. Newman-Mixon. Pass into the feet of Cranny, but she was able to corral it in and skate it out through center. Long shot on Harris, and she stopped it and hangs on. Face-off won by Central York, and it's shot on net. Another save. Out at center. Pass from McGuire was cut off by Tegan Gray, and so Central York has to retreat from their own zone. Pass cut off by Gray again. Out at center now. Burlington letting the pass go as it was some confusion at the Burlington bench. Here's Holmes now, feathering it through to Charlton. Skates it over the blue line and in. Back to the line for Healy with a shot. That's blocked by McGuire. Suter was swinging at the rebound, but it doesn't get on net. Condo's back the other way. Kondo watched by Peters. Steven took it away. Healy tries to lift it off the glass. It was rejected by Flint, but the second attempt gets out to center. Skipped past Peters, though, and Nyack gets it ahead for Teixeira. Teixeira with a nice lane backhander goes wide of the net, and Flores makes sure the puck doesn't come back out in front. Thibodeau's got it in the near corner now. Cross-ice pass deflected in by Charlton, but that will go for an icing call. So face off to the left of Harris. Flipped up the near side wall by Flores for Charlton, who gets it into the offensive zone, and the remaining Barracudas go off for a change. Flores disrupting that potential breakout. It comes out to center. Flores sends it back into the offensive zone. Newman Mixon's passed. Off the skate of Perrette. Murdoch trying to get it in deep. Pryor and Flores as well. It comes to Flores. Flores returns it to Murdoch, who dumps it in to the area behind the net. Pryor to the near side for Murdoch. It skipped over her stick, but she went back to get it. Pryor tied up by Teixeira in the near corner. And the play is stopped. The music is back, and we're all excited about it. 9:37 left in this third period. Clean face-off win by Houston to the line. Thibodeau sent it in deep for Houston, tried to get it to Gray, but it was knocked away from her by Cranny and skated out to center now. Cross-ice pass too far in front of Lauren Berlotti. And so Burlington is back on the attack with Moon now. Whistled that one just over top of the net. Bouncing puck just onside at the blue line with Suter. Rose to the far side out of the reach of McGuire. Reed chipped it ahead. Rose to the far side now. Lunny knocked away from her by Charlton. Sent in deep. Harris sends it round back of the net to the near corner for Reed. Reed battling with Kondo, and Suter sent it up the near wall. Charlton couldn't get it out, though. Reed tries a second time. Charlton deflected it out to center. Lindley came out with the puck. Pass into the middle, it was intended for Lunny, but it didn't get to her. Tipped out to center by Suter, and Charlton's pass off a skate, but Healy followed up. Healy down into the far corner. Turning away. Healy still with it. Tried to throw it in front. That was a shot that stopped by Vacheri. Murdoch on the near side. Murdoch being worked over by Newman Mixon. Murdoch still got it, though, as she tries to get her stick out from Lunny. Murdoch's got it. In deep for Flores. Turning away, Murdoch trying to get it in front. Ricochets off a skate. The area behind the net. Murdoch got it for Pryor now. One-time shot from Steven. That was off Lunny, and that stung her a bit. As Healy still battling for the puck. Lunny kicked it to the line, but not out. Lunny laboring a little bit as Pryor's in front. She scores! A hat trick for Bryn Pryor in the bronze medal game. Makes it 5-1, Burlington. Gray, right off the draw, trying to go after the puck. Thibodeau over to the far side for Moon. Ahead for Holmes, nicely received at the far point. Holmes couldn't quite get the shot away cleanly. Houston disrupted the breakout. Gray keeping it in deep. Gray battling for it. Sent it to the line for Moon. Near side Thibodeau. Deflected on. Big stop by Viteri. Off the rebound for Gray in front of the net. Less than 7 minutes to go for this third period. Borg back to the line. There's Vicky Borg out on the ice for Burlington. Murdoch knocked down behind the net. Vicky Borg trying to come up with it. The area behind the net. Reed up on the forward line now as well as it's bounced to the near side for Flint. Flint tried to center it in front. It went betwixt Teixeira, and she couldn't find that puck. Round to the near side wall. Rose keeping it in for the Central York Panthers. Tried to throw it in front. The sharp angle shot is stopped by Harris. And held. Face-off coming to the left of Shannon Harris. Kondo with a shot, blockered and snagged out of the air by Harris. Tie up off the draw. Suter won the face-off, but Peters going after the puck to avoid the icing. Peters battling, trying to bring it out in front. Clark had her tied up. Charlton now as well. Knocked to the far wall where it's not quite sent up the line as Lindley couldn't get it out. Suter now tries to throw it in front. It's kicked away by Newman Mixon and shot right back on by Suter as it was kicked right to her. Here goes Clark now. Lead pass all the way down the ice. Kondo was going to beat the icing, so Harris came out to play it up the near wall. Charlton after it. Chipped it past Perrette and towards the front of the net. And it's now out through center with Cranny. Cranny can't step around Moon and Houston, but she regained control of it. Trying to wrap around. Whacking away at it in front was Brulotti. And a shot there for Brulotti. Battle for the puck in the near corner. Houston comes out with it, sends it up the near side, and it just got past McGuire out to center. Fired to the open side where it's met by Houston. Cross ice dump in, tipped by McGuire. Holmes going after it. It sneaks out in front and is cleared away by Central York. Lunny down the right wing. Kondo. Shot blocked by Flores, but she got it back. Tries to wrap it in front. Lunny and Nyack got crossed up in the high slot, and Lunny couldn't get a clean shot away. Nyack. Puck knocked away with the help of Pryor, but Lindley followed up. Chipped up the near or far wall by Flores. Pryor trying to muscle it out to center. It's taken right back. by DeGier, but poked at by Steven, and Murdoch bounced it out to center. Clark got it back for McGuire, who floated it down the ice, deflected there by DeGier, and Steven had to get it to Healy quickly as DeGier is aggressively on the forecheck. Murdoch got it ahead for Suter. Suter kind of overskated the puck a little bit, and Central York takes over possession again. McGuire, her pass was cut by Suter's stick, and Flint regains possession on that far side, tries to throw it in front, but it bounced away from Teixeira. And it's sent out to center by Steven. Here goes Vicky Borg now. Just knifed away from her and back out to center. Suter is hooked up, and that's drawn a penalty against Teixeira. It's a hooking call against Teixeira. 3 minutes and 12 seconds left in this third period. Burlington sitting on a 5-1 lead. As they go back to the power play, brought to you by Skids Away, Pallet Sales, and Recycling Solutions. Suter pushed off the puck off the draw. Slocum found the puck, but it's held in by Reed. Charlton tied up. Suter going into the far corner for it. Couldn't quite take it away from Rose, and it's off the glass, but not out. Knocked down nicely by Moon at the near point. Nyack behind the net to the far side. Up the far boards and held in by Reed, but she threw it into the body of Nyack's, and so Nyack was able to get it out to center. Approaching 2.5 minutes left to play in this third period. Bounce to Houston. Had it knocked away by Johnston and cleared back out to center again. Moon over to the far side now into the middle for Gray. And Houston followed up. Tried to backhand it to the front of the net. It was off a stick and into the near corner. Gray left it for Thibodeau. Thibodeau off a stick to the far side. Healy settles it down. Gets it in deep for Houston, who takes the bump but gets it out in front. And Holmes has her stick slashed out of her hands as the puck was stopped up on the side of the net. Oh, it went away. Went off the draw, and Gray's stick came up and clipped Clark in the face, and that should have been a head contact penalty as Gray is taken to the ice with the shot stopped by Vicheri. Gray again battling with Clark, and those two do not like each other right now, nor do Craney and Holmes, as Gray was knocked down in front, and she almost got the puck, and Holmes swept for it as Thibodeau found it. Clark off the boards and off the stanchion. Seen that happen a couple of times this weekend as Craney's trying to get it out to center. That probably could have been a hooking call as well, as Craney still has the puck though. Shot blocked off the stick of Healy as the power play for Burlington is about to come to an end, and we approach the final minute of this third period. Healy ahead for Pryor and into the offensive zone. McGuire up the near side wall. It's intercepted by Pryor. Murdoch behind the net. Murdoch tripped up, and Flores came to the loose puck. Steven returned for Flores. High slot. Murdoch just knifed away from her, but Healy knocked it down with a glove, and the rebound. They score! TJ Flores found the rebound in front off the stop. And Healy with the assist, and Burlington, with 44 seconds left, takes a 6-1 lead. Scramble off the draw. Suter found it. Tried to get it ahead. It was Stopped there by Newman Mixon. Sent into the Burlington zone. Moon spins away from pressure. To the near side for Thibodeau. And Thibodeau tried to get it out through center. Final 15 seconds on the clock. Goes out to center. Vicky Borg racing after it. Knocked away from her. And the Burlington Barracudas are the bronze medalists at the 2023 OWHA Provincials. Six hard games to get here. And Burlington takes a bronze medal game 6-1 over the Central York Panthers. A hat trick for Bryn Pryor. 2 power play goals and 2 shorthanded goals as well, as they don the orange alternate jerseys for the bronze medal victory. Formidable opponents in this one, the Central York Panthers. But you could tell the Burlington Barracudas just really wanted this one. A disappointing defeat at the hands of the Ottawa Senators in the semifinal game led us here. And Burlington came storming out in the second period. 6 unanswered goals. As we will stay on for the medal ceremony coming up in a moment. Third place in Ontario. Doesn't sound too bad. Coach Colin Murdoch being introduced out onto the ice to present, or help present, certainly the bronze medals to the Burlington Barracudas. Shannon Harris, starting goaltender for Burlington. 2 shutout performances for her, and
this series or this tournament and committed to TMU recently. And Callie Pitts, the backup, started both games on Friday. Won the first game against Toronto and then followed it up with a shutout against the Ottawa 67s. Of course, it was a tie, but that doesn't matter. Kira Healy getting her medal now. One of the top scorers for defenders in the league this year and on this team as well. Abby Thibodeau, the former captain of the Stony Creek Sabres, joining Burlington this season and getting an A. Also one of the top defensive scorers for Burlington and the league. Here's Kate Suter, another senior, getting her medal now. Suter going to Western next year. One of 3 suitors to come through this organization and get a medal here now for Burlington as well. Avery Moon, the captain of your Burlington Barracudas, spent 3 years with this team, survived the COVID lockout as well as a few other members, and has led this team to a second place finish in the regular season and a bronze medal here. Bryn Pryor, the top goal scorer for Burlington. 36 goals in the regular season. That put her second in the league. And was a big part of today's win as well. And now here comes Moon, Murdoch, Stephen, and Thibodeau to receive the banner. For the bronze medal. What a way to finish this incredible season. Bronze medalists, your Burlington Barracudas. A truly sensational way to wrap things up. And a great way to wrap things up for me as well. Here on the broadcast of this incredible team. It's been an honor and a privilege to be the voice of this team for the last 6 years. Whether it was in the scorekeeper's box as the PA announcer or all the way to now, last 2 years as the voice on the broadcast on YouTube here of the Burlington Barracudas. It's been amazing. They want the dog for the medal shot, the Murdoch family dog that is studying to become a future guide dog. They want that in the bronze medal shot. Abdul has joined the photo. Abdul, the trainer and head workout and training staff member of our Burlington Barracudas organization, working with Shield Performance. And there's the puppy. Trying to settle it down to go in front for the shot. Dog is too excited for photographs. TJ Flores going for a skate now with the banner like she did when the Barracudas won the gold at the Kitchener Waterloo U.S. Canada Cup. A lot of seniors on this team going to be moving on to university next year. And they've all been big parts of this group, and there they are, all 8 of them. Shannon Harris, Kate Suter, Julia Stephen, Tegan Gray, Megan Reed, Abby Thibodeau, Avery Moon, and Callie Pitts. All headed off to university next year. Avery Moon headed to Yale to join the blue line with her older sister, Olivia Moon. Julia Stephen headed to UConn to join 2 other Burlington Barracuda alumni, Christina Walker and Kyla Josivovich. Tegan Gray heading to the University of Waterloo. And Megan Reed, we're not too sure yet, but she is still working on deciding on a commitment for her. And I think that's a good time to wrap things up, folks. Thank you for joining us throughout this whole season, and we hope you've enjoyed. And we'll thank our sponsors one last time: Shield Performance, Dermetics Cosmetic Dermatology, Skids Away Pallet Sales and Recycling Solutions, RBC Wealth Management and Dominion Securities, and BDO Canada. Thank you all. And we present once more the bronze medal champions of the OWHA Provincials, your Burlington Barracudas. As we sign off, myself and the crew, Brandon, Molly, Abby. We've got Marie here from Quebec helping us out. Wayne Charlton's data streaming us for you on YouTube. We had Mike. We had Annie. And everyone else. We had Nick take photos for us back on Media Day. And if I'm forgetting anyone else, I apologize, but it's been an incredible crew, an incredible year. And for myself, I'm Jared Bapty, signing off for one last time.